This is Corrupted Nation. This is Joe Cronin on Corrupted Nation.
What's going on, everybody? It's the afternoon. The afternoon of December 2nd, at least on this side of the world it is. I've been having my voice problems. It's just a weak voice. It's very strange. So, I think what's going on, I think what I've figured out really is that I've got this, this vocal thing that's going on. This whole time, I thought it was, something else. This whole time I thought it was, I thought it was my shortness of breath and things like that, when really it was all, could be vocal cord related. I don't know. But it's only now that I've really damaged it that it's like, oh, that might be what it is. But it might not be. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea what I'm talking about, for all I know. Incinerate Anthem's here. What's up, Incinerate Anthem? I'm going to turn into zombies. Pat Patterson passed away today. Some people are giving their sorry to hear it and sad to see this happen to Pat Patterson, that he's gone. Other people are sort of celebrating it because they think he's like a pedo or whatever. My thing is, if they didn't convict you of it in life, or if they didn't, really solidify the proof, I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, should have gotten him while he was here, I don't know. Like, they got Bill Cosby, right? So, like, there's no question now. When Bill Cosby dies, I'll be like, yo, rest in peace, Bill Cosby. But, you kind of were a sick asshole, Whereas with, Pat Patterson, it's like, rest in peace. And I don't know what he did. I just know he's not here. I'm just, as a wrestling guy, a lot of history there with Pat Patterson. Want to say thank you to the producers. By the way, if you don't see your name on this list, then there's either a problem with your card, or it could be that just Patreon hasn't updated me yet. So if you don't see your name on here, don't freak out. It could be that maybe the Patreon just hasn't, acknowledged you yet. Sometimes it takes up to 5 days to get the acknowledgement. So, yeah, Pat had cancer apparently. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Jake Roberts. One of the things about it is they say that the throat thing, if it's the vocal thing that I could have, they say that it mimics asthma. People think it's asthma, but it's not. It's the vocal cords are tired. And so they're opening and closing or something and getting air in the lungs. It affects that somehow. So, like, it makes you think you have asthma. But, I don't know. Joe, are you live on this channel so the alert still goes out tonight on JCS? Yes. That's a big reason why I'm live on this channel. Is because I don't want to waste the alert. Tonight's a big AEW night. Obviously, we got the big show tonight. And so it's going to be a big show tonight. We've been waiting for a while. Essentially, a sort of a mini free pay-per-view situation, right? A mini pay-per-view. It's free. Whatever else like that. Hang on a second. My neighbor's calling me over and over again. I want to see what he wants to say. Put some music on real quick.
This is Corrupted Nation. This is Joe Cronin on Corrupted Nation.
Hey, okay, we're back. A little break, impromptu break, my bad. So my neighbor just moved out with his kid, and like my daughter and his kid just play like crazy. They always are hanging out and playing. But now that they moved away, just the other day, I guess his son's looking for my daughter all the time, so he was calling on my cell phone. What up, man? Happy birthday, Twitching with Rage. Happy birthday. Pat Patterson's dead. Joe has a stage 5 clinger of a neighbor. Yeah, right? Yeah, you know what it is they want my daughter to come sleep over their house. And they're like, hey, come visit. Come over. Come visit. Come over. Yeah, it's very... I'm like, okay, cool, but Jesus. Weird. It is a little weird. But the kids are friends, so their son's like, where's Brenna? Want to show her my house. And I thought maybe Friday they were going to do that, Yeah, their new house. Their new house is huge, too. I saw it. I was like, wow, that's a hell of a house. I was actually out today at my, and I was in the area of where they are. And I was like, yeah, there's some nice places out here. Some crazy nice places out here. Where is... So, yeah, I handed the phone to my daughter, so... She's talking to him, but I'm like, yeah, just take the phone. I got to go back to him live right now. What the hell? I'll take my phone. I think that kid was calling, Randy Viper. Got to get that cloud up there. So, yeah, man, I mean, Pat Patterson, first Intercontinental Champion. I think a lot of people, I feel like when I was younger, I knew Pat Patterson because of him being the first ever Intercontinental Champion, right? So when I was young, I knew about that, and that's how I knew Pat Patterson. And then years later, we were reintroduced to Pat Patterson because of the Attitude Era and him being one of the Stooges with Vince McMahon, which gave him a sort of a starring role, in the company on TV. And so a lot of people didn't ever see him wrestle before and things like that, and got to see him in that role. But really, one of his biggest things that he did was just scout talent and find talent for the WWE. The guy was, I don't know the numbers, and I don't know the stories, and I don't know all the things, right? I don't know all the facts and whatever else. And every wrestler that he brought in or suggested or influenced, but, he just had that little bit of an eye for charisma and talent. He certainly had an eye for charisma. as he stalked the 9-year-olds who put the rings together. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he just had an eye for charisma. Shawn Michaels is a big one, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, Shawn Michaels is a guy who was brought in. I thought Pat Patterson was one of the guys that really got him into the WWE, or that was really looking at him originally. But I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it was Shawn Michaels. I don't know if it was the Rockers or just Shawn or what it was. I'm sure Pat Patterson was probably like, I want to marry Shawn, So, it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, Kieran, I think I heard that too. But let me know if, I could be wrong. I just want to shout out real quickly again, like I said, if you don't see your name here, it could be because the Patreon hasn't updated things yet. I will update this list on the 5th. The reason why I update the list on the 5th every month is always because Patreon sometimes takes 1, 2, or 3 days to process your payment. And they also sometimes take another day to update the system of what you're actually doing. And then the other thing that happens is sometimes people just, they can't get their thing to work right away. So, around December 5th is when I usually like to update this. But it is December 2nd, so I'm going to start the list off like it is. So shout out to the $25 producers or above, the people above or at the $25 producer mark. We got Luis Antonio Alejandro, Yori ThaDon, Jman from KC, who's running wild with the belt. We're going to show those videos in just a second. Kevin Murphy, Firebird 87, Duane Crenshaw 6535, Joseph Lightsey, Arknolia Strokelbean, My Son Champion, NickY J, Brian Harper, ADTR 210, Gordon Bombay, Talk to Me Nice, Drew Bar 100, and The Bear 1322, JDVenom, and Star Scream, $25 producers and above. And there may be a few others that will be added in the next couple days. But thank you guys for going above and beyond. If you guys want to become a producer and get credit, pretty much most of the shows I'll be shouting it out as much as I can, taking breaks and talking about it. Check out Patreon. And we're going to have some podcasts going up there soon too. I'm still taking it easy with my voice because I'm still sore and tight and weird. This is very strange. I've never felt anything like this. But I definitely think it's a vocal cord issue. At least now I know what's wrong. At least I feel I know what's wrong. Because what was it, last year that I started having this issue where I was really breathing and I'm like, what is that? What the fuck's going on? And I come to find out it's probably not my lungs. It's my vocal cords and this weakness in the throat area. Yeah. And this weakness in the throat area, and it's like talking is a problem. What? Just leave it out there in the arcade. I'll get it. And so when I would do breathing tests on myself, they'd come out perfect. I'd be like, all right, my lungs are fine. I don't understand this. It turns out the only way you can do a vocal test or whatever is doing all these weird things. And it makes sense with the yelling that I do and the screaming that I do and yelling at the kids at home anyway, so that. And then doing the singing parodies. I don't really sing well. Doing the Alex Jones voice is what did it. Believe it or not, what really, I think, set it off was the week long of the Alex Jones impression. And in fact, when I try to do the Alex Jones impression right now, it doesn't work very well. And that's the other reason why it tells me I think that's what it is, because do you know when you do something you haven't done in a while, say you've been sitting around, you haven't been doing anything, and then all of a sudden you go ice skating, right? Then you come home and your legs hurt in all these weird areas because you use muscles for the first time or they feel strained. It's like that. It's like you can kind of walk regular, but then when you start doing something a certain way, you feel the muscle pain. Or if you do something repetitive, right? So you do I was out using the leaf blower one day, and the leaf blower requires you hold it in a certain way, and all this pressure was coming down on this part of the muscle, and I was fine with doing regular things, but but when I went to pick the leaf blower up later on the next day, I felt all this like kind of soreness there because the day before I had strained the muscle. Well, that's what it feels like when I try to do the Alex Jones impression. I immediately feel the stress, and I almost can't really maintain it or do it. But when I'm speaking in a regular voice, very normal, it's like it doesn't bother me as much, but I feel short of able to speak. So anyway, there's probably a speech therapist or somebody out there that knows what I'm talking about. So, but either way, I am not a doctor, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What up, D. Welsh? What's up, Amanda? What up, Jake? Roberts? What up, Too Sweet? Game is on in a few. Let's go. Ravens and Steelers. What's tonight? What's today? Oh, today's Wednesday. There's a football game on today? Are you serious? I mean, I'm getting ready for AEW tonight, and the winter is here. We'll talk about how we feel about that old Game of Thrones theme a little bit later. Shit bomb! Oh!
Hello, Joe.
Oh, my God. That scared the hell out of me. I didn't even have my thing up. Botch Club. What up, Botch Club? I forgot to put my donations up. I put everything else up, but I didn't have that one up. Botch Club, thank you, man. Guys, go follow Botch Club and the Wrestle Daily on Instagram. Tonight, after, I'm sure during AEW or NXT, Botch Club is going to be hard at work uploading any botches that happen or any parodies of botches. If you're a wrestling fan, you got to follow Botch Club on Instagram and the Wrestle Daily on Instagram. And follow them on TikTok, too, if you're into that. Vince McJoke says 3:45 on CBS. Remember the Dave Chappelle show, Al Roker thing? This is my real voice, Chuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Holy crap. I didn't think about that. It was supposed to be played on Thanksgiving, but it got postponed. Okay, Cody Johnson. Botch Club, man, thank you for the $5 above. I did my side gig earlier today, and I worked for 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I made $10. So already made half as much money talking to you guys about this. I don't know what the hell is going on upstairs, but it's wicked annoying. What's up? I hope you start feeling better soon. Thank you, man. Yonan? How do you say your name? I can't quite tell what football logo you have on your name. Looks like it's like Miami or something. Mustafa, what's up? Sad day for Pat Patterson. Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm sure not for the victims, but no, I'm just kidding. Why are you wearing a jacket? I just came in from being outside for a while. I was cold, so I just kind of left it on. Plus, it's kind of cold in the basement. You know, the basement's kind of cool. You know, it's if the heat is pumping, then some heat leaks out from the heat room into here, and it kind of warms up the room a bit. And then I'm all right. But when it's like not too cold out and the heat's down, like down here, it gets a little cool. And I don't want to turn the heater on because the heater is loud. Is next to me actually. It's loud because it's right near me because I was using the heater to dry the water that leaked in the other day. What's up, Troy? Yeah, it's just a terrible year. It's a horrible year, man. Yeah, I think if I felt this neck pain and this throat pain randomly at some point, I would think I have like throat cancer. I'd be like, oh my God, dude, I got like throat cancer or something like that. But because I was screaming all week, a week and a half ago, and because I was screaming all week, and because I did the Alex Jones voice a lot, and it was kind of bothering me when I was doing it, I know that's what it's from, or at least that's part of it. So Michael Keane says Doxer Welsh. You got it right the first time. It's RG3. Oh, okay. I just couldn't tell. I have good eyes too, but the icon's so small. I think D Welsh talked to Bullfrog. I think they forgave each other or something like that. Primitive Lifeway says COVID is crazy in Arizona. 12 of my friends have it. Jesus. Well, in Arizona, they don't do anything. They just kind of like ignore it, don't they? If this COVID quarantine has taught me anything, it's I'm glad I've never had children. Yeah. I mean, my kids are crazy upstairs every day, and we're here every day, and it's insane. Primitive Lifeway says, my friend says it's like someone is pressing on their chest. Yeah, that's the popular thing when it gets to the rough stages, is it feels like someone's sitting on their chest. You were also screaming 2 days ago on the Raw review. That's a great point, my brawler. I think that was a mistake. You know? That was a mistake. Oh, Danimal going in on Welsh. Me and my wife bulk up. GMTA says, I still don't know anyone personally who has it. I've known... I have 10 confirmed people I know that have it or have had it. I can confirm 10 people I know that have had it. 10 people. Of the 10 people, 5 of them actually had a pretty rough ride. I would say Guzzy. We know Guzzy had it. Guzz617 had it. And he lives in a hotbed area for it, so that makes sense. But Guzz had it. My friend Mark had it, and he had a real bad version of it too because he was really scared for 2 weeks, and then for another 2 weeks he didn't feel very great, and then he lost like sense of smell and shit. He said the whole recovery to feeling 100% again lasted for him was like 6 to 8 weeks later, like when he started feeling like, oh yeah, I know, I don't remember having that, you know, but for about 6 weeks, every week something he was like, God, I don't like this or whatever. So that guy got wrecked, and he's a fit guy. He's in really good shape and fit and kind of a health guy. So that's weird. But he works. He's a grocery store manager. So very strange that he got it. He's my age, so. Weird. I know several other people that got it that were like, oh my God, I tested positive and I don't feel, and yeah, I'm sick. But then they were done with it in a day or 3 days or less or whatever. One guy said he had a headache and his nose was running and he had to get a test anyway. And then they were like, yeah, he tested positive. Then he got another test and he tested positive. And 3 days, after 3 days, he didn't even know, he didn't even feel anything. He felt fine. And he got a negative test a week later, and then he went back to work, and that was it. So it's, you know. Yori ThaDon, what up, Yori? I'm not really depressed or tired, Yori. I only sound that way because I'm speaking carefully because my throat is fucked up. Something's wrong with my throat. And I don't have a lot of air. I don't have a lot of breath. So I'm speaking like this because of the pain and the lack of wind I have to speak and the soreness in my throat. So that's why I'm speaking like this. I'm not depressed really. I'm just kind of being careful how I speak. Trying to control my voice. And so that's really all it is. I mean, I'm a little bit like weird, you know. Like I said, I just got back from my part-time job. And it's like, it's sort of It's a weird thing. It's a weird gig, you know. It's a weird thing for this company. But it's like a sales type of thing, you know. So I worked it for about an hour and a half, and I made like $12. So that's not bad, but it's like it was a lot of work for $12. I think I'm probably going to be careful not to scream for a little while. I'm just being my own doctor and saying that I probably need to go 10 days now without really screaming. No singing, no screaming, a lot of water, you know, some zinc maybe, magnesium, green tea, anti-inflammatory stuff. I'm taking some Nopalea capsules. And so, yeah, that's really what I'm doing. WWF Ring Boy says, is there a statute of limitations on dead people? I will never forget what Pat did to me. Good God. No more Alex Joe. I might be able to do Alex Jones again, but I think it's the screaming, but it could be just the Alex Jones impression. I felt it around here doing it. I could feel it when I'm doing the Alex Jones impression. I can feel it in here when I'm doing it. Like, let me tell you something. Like I can feel it in here. And I think that, I don't know, it's clear as day that I ran my voice to hell. So I'm going to drink straight honey, too. That's a good point. I take a lot of vitamins, though. I've been, I'm telling you guys, I stand in the sun. I put my arms out, look into the sun, and, you know, give me that vitamin D. You know what I'm saying? So I do that. I take vitamin D on top of that. I take vitamin C. I take, airborne, every day. And I've been taking zinc, magnesium, and potassium, but I don't take potassium. I just eat bananas, you know? So I'm pretty loaded on all that shit, you know? Need a little more exercise. Probably need to drink some more water, even though I drink water all the time. I just need to drink even more water. 60-minute draw or actual finish tonight, Sandman Sizzle. I think Kenny's going to win. I think the belt's going to change hands. You need copious amounts of marijuana. I prescribe take 2 joints and call me in the morning, Big Merc. You know, one thing I don't like about marijuana smoke is when I smoke marijuana, my throat gets really dry. And it feels like raw. And sometimes I get a headache. And so because of those reasons, I don't like to smoke weed anymore. I kind of do want to smoke. I do want to, but then I go, nah. And that's the reason, because every time, in fact, you're making me want to go down and grab a joint now. Joe, you look like you haven't seen the sun. Yeah, it's my Irish background, Yori. Yori, it's my Irishness. If I go in the sun for too long, I'll turn red, bro. You got to remember that that the white people weren't white, and they went up to the caves and they left the African sunlight. And then their skin turned white, right? So we could absorb the sun because we didn't get a lot of it in the cloudy, gray, rainy area. And, we'll see. Austin McNone says, do you think Kenny cheats or someone interferes? That's a good point. It's possible Eddie Kingston interferes or something like that. Or somebody does. Yeah, maybe somebody will interfere. But I definitely think Kenny Omega's winning tonight. No doubt about it. Nightbot is going crazy. I'm sorry, guys. Nightbot is an ultimate heel. Nightbot's being an... I think we have Nightbot still set on, like, assassination or something. I'm sorry about that. You guys didn't do anything wrong. It's just Nightbot being overly crazy. So, don't worry about that. Oops. I just did something wrong and I go, oops, like all girly. Oops. Oopsies. I made a mistake. I shouldn't even do that voice. Right? I should be careful. Not even do that voice. So hopefully that's the problem with my voice. And it could be a little post-nasal drip, right? Because I got a lot of nasal shit going on. By the way, Junebug, if you're wondering, your pledge did just go through. I just got an alert, Junebug, so if you were worrying about your pledge, it did just go through. So if you're having, I heard you say you're having trouble earlier. Your pledge has gone through, brother. So you should be added by the 5th to this list of producers. Thank you, Junebug. Keeping the shows alive. For now. Don Edward, man, thanks to Don for becoming a $10 VIP. Thanks to TonyFromReveah. I think he should be in the producer tier from what I'm looking at, but it's not up here. I don't know why. Could be waiting for the... I don't know. That's why I do this that's why I normally do it on the 5th. That's why I don't do it early, because on the 1st or 2nd or 3rd, it's never right. You know, it's never accurate. Omega has yet to do anything dastardly. Yeah, he's really just been, like you said, a tweener. He's sort of like, hey, I've got this confidence and I'm kind of a prick, sort of, but not really. So let's wrestle now. You know, it's like, what? He's not really a bad guy. He's not a good guy or a bad guy. He's just an arrogant wrestler guy. I don't know. I just saw Nightbot enter the vents. Speaking of video games, I know some of you guys are subbed to my other channel on Evil Spectrum 3. Yesterday, a guy was in Diablo, and he was like, hey, will you help me level my Demon Hunter? And I was like, yeah, man. Jump in my game. I'll help farm you some gear. Because I was farming anyway, so it didn't matter. So I would just farm, and then I would go back to town and drop all the gear for him. So... But on the third run or the second run, I think, instead of going to town and dropping the gear, he beamed to me. And what happened was I killed the Rift Guardian at the end, right, in Diablo. And the Rift Guardian drops a primal amulet. The Rift Guardian dropped like one of the best primal amulets I could have for my character. And I was like, oh my god, I saw the red beam.
Give me a hell yeah! Hey Joe, can you guess why I can't be around a school?
Yeah. Keith the Child Diddler. I don't do that anymore. I don't know what you're talking about. The sign said they were 20. Keith the Diddler, thank you for that donation. I can guess why. I don't need to guess, actually. You told everybody back in 2016 or 15, I'll monetize this. You told everybody. Why? So, I know. So thank you, Keith. The red beam hit, and I went, oh my god, it's my weapon. And I picked it up. But I wasn't recording, and I was like, oh, I usually record all the primal drops, and then I make a little video and put it up on the channel because I'm a dork, loser, idiot. And so I'm like, oh, I got to get the shot of me picking up the primal. I'm thinking like editing and video. So I throw the primal back on the ground. And what happens in Diablo, if you're not familiar, is when you pick something up, nobody else can see the gear that falls for you. Only you can see it. But when you drop it again, the other person can see it. In fact, they can pick it up and then keep it. So I threw it back on the ground, like, oh, let me get the shot like of it on the ground because it's it's special like that. Well, the guy teleports to me, probably sees all his items everywhere and sees the red beam because I've redropped my item. He picks it up, and I just looked at him and I went like, I'm looking at the screen like, oh my God, no. And I started texting him like an idiot, like, dude, hey, I'm gonna need that. And so from his point of view, he doesn't probably even realize that that's mine. He just was like, oh, look, oh my God, a primal, cool, oh shit. And I just said, yo, I'm going to need that back or whatever. And he gave it back to me after like 5 minutes. And I was like, just staring at my computer like, oh my God, I just lost like one of the best items I could get. This guy's going to keep it. And I'm an idiot for dropping it. I forgot I was in this game with this guy. And I'm helping him, level his character up. And he's the same character as me, so he would have loved to keep it. But thankfully, he gave it back to me. And I said to him, I said, just so you know, that was mine. I just dropped it. I'm not asking you to give me yours. If you look at your items that fell, you can see you didn't land that item, I just don't want you to, I was like, I just don't want you to think that I just asked for your item. I wouldn't have done that. If you found that, you found that. And he didn't respond to me. And then we played for like an hour and a half, and then he went to bed, and I went to bed, and that was it. But yeah, for a little bit, I was pretty anxiety. Joe, why are so many celebrities dying this year? I don't know, dude. They're dying every year. Lots of celebrities die. But we're really paying attention to it though this year. I've been up all day doing all kinds of things. We've really been paying attention to it a lot this year. And with 2020, anything negative or death is like, oh my God, Diablo is devil in Spanish. Yeah, it's the devil. El Diablo. Diablo. I shouldn't do voices. Stop doing voices. You'll mess your throat up more. Stop doing voices. Whew. Joe, do you think the Steelers are going to destroy the Ravens? Yeah, I think the Steelers are going to win. Let's go Steelers. Steelers 28, Ravens, 10. Ravens 10, Steelers 28. That's my score. Mark it down. We need to protect Betty White. Listen, Betty White is on like super borrowed time, right? So let's relax. Derek Hant said my homeowner's insurance might actually pay for my chimney. Oh, really? Someone else said that the other day too. I'll have to take a look. It is obviously offensive. The movie? What is this guy talking about? I'm a man that gets creeped out by sketchy-looking men in the streets, but I am very attracted to women. Am I a male lesbian? Whimsical word wizard said that. What the fuck? I'm looking at the comments. I don't know what that means. That's so weird. What does that mean? Oh, yeah. Right. Thank you, Amanda, for reminding me about Jman's promos. Let's go take a look at these. Tonight is the AEW review, and it's going to be a hell of a show. If you're not watching AEW tonight, I don't know what kind of crack you're on. You should definitely... Bullfrog says that he did not. Okay, you guys didn't talk? Okay, well, I don't know. WWE did everything possible to bury it. Yeah, no doubt about it, Rock. Let's see if we can find... Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at... Jman has been cutting promos with the Monetize This belt that he took from Drew from Monetize This. He smashed Drew in the head, as you saw him Monetize This. Smashed Drew in the head and took the belt for himself.
JCS Army, I'm going to make things perfectly clear.
Ooh.
I'm not your champion. But then again, neither was Drew. But I am going to show you why I should be your champion. Over the next several weeks, I'm going to give you a series of promos. Good, bad, show you the reason why I should be champion and why no one else should be. And like I said last night, I'm going to take this belt on a nationwide tour. And Joe, come find me.
Oh, man. He's all over the place. Look at this.
First stop of the nationwide tour. This is the capital city of Des Moines, Iowa.
Chill.
Over 700,000 in the greater Des Moines area. They have not one major sports franchise. They have the AAA affiliate for the Chicago Cubs, the Iowa Cubs, and then the indoor football league Iowa Barnstormers, made famous because Kurt Warner played there before he became MVP in the NFL. So I guess you could say that the Monetize This champion is the first major championship to ever visit this city. And it's been brought to you by me. So now that you know where I am, Joe, come find me.
I mean, this is getting crazy.
The capital city of Indiana. Just to cover the grammar Nazi. This city is home to more than 2 million people in its metroplex. Home to the greatest race in auto racing history, the Indianapolis 500. And to two major sports teams. The Pacers of the NBA, who have never won a championship.
Ooh.
And the Colts of the NFL, who have won 2 Super Bowl championships. Though only one since they've been in this city. Now, I'm aware that the Monetize This championship has been in the state of Indiana before. But come on, that was Louis Skolnick. And he's only done one memorable promo. As far as the Himmelfarb, thinking it's so easy to track me down, come get some. Now let's discuss the big elephant in the room, the bounty on my head. Joe Cronin, you really want to send out your army to come find me? You know, you're the one that's supposed to come find me.
Let me tell you something. I'm thinking about asking Himmel God for $1,000 so I can fly out to wherever it is he is next, overnight or instantly, as quickly as possible, and bashing him in the head with a monkey wrench, and then running him over with his own truck. That, or I'll just steal his wallet, since Jman is also a big donator, and I'll just run away with his wallet. That could be the other thing that I do. I might just do that.
Hey, my name is Louis Skolnick, and after I graduated from Adams College as a part of the fraternity Lambda Lambda Lambda, I decided to move out to Indiana and become a sports writer. So I traded my pocket protector and my nice clothes for t-shirts, jeans, boots, a trucker hat, and a pistol. I even won the Monetize This championship. And my best claim is I made a fat guy cry because I pretended to burn the belt. Anyway, that's my story. Hey, my name.
So some shots at our buddy from Indiana. Yikes. That's pretty funny though. That is pretty funny. Apparently Rogan has quit wrestling commentary. Rogan? Top Hat says apparently Rogan has quit wrestling commentary. What do you mean wrestling commentary? You mean UFC commentary? I don't think Joe Rogan did wrestling commentary ever. Did he really? He quit UFC commentary? You serious? Is that what you're saying? Not really sure what the deal is. Yo, Buff Egan, yeah, I don't remember where I got it. I think I got this off Amazon a couple years ago. Amazon a couple of years ago. Yep, UFC. Wow, you quit, really? Well, listen, guys and girls and everybody. I will see you guys tonight for AEW. Winter is here. It's going to be a 2-hour AEW Dynamite. And it's going to be extra sexy. That does kind of suck, man. I liked Rogan on commentary. That's really shitty. Joe, would you love more when all in AEW? Yeah. I mean, not with Jim, but probably Morrow and... I don't know, Morrow and somebody else. Shout out to the $25 producers of the Joe Cronin Show. Without you guys, it's over. So thank you guys for becoming patrons and continuing to be patrons. Also want to shout out to Danielson. He became a patron the other day. And I think he's in the $5 tier. So I want to shout out to all the people that have become patrons or upped their pledges. Broken Lion is back. It's hard to tell right now. I got to really wait until the 5th of December to be able to shout everybody out the right way. William Paul, $5 pledge. Thank you. Khalil Bama's back. And we'll have to wait till the 5th of December. Go check your Patreon out. Make sure it's okay if you're not sure. Also, a lot of people have still not selected their tier. So you may be a $10 patron, but if you don't select the $10 tier as well for rewards, I may post something in the $10 tier and you may not see it. And you'll be like, I never saw that at all. It won't even show it to you sometimes. So make sure that you not only you select a tier. And if you're a $12 patron, right? You say you give $12 a month from wherever reason. Make sure you select $10 as the tier that you're claiming, or you won't even see posts besides all patron posts. Some people don't realize this. It's a stupid glitch. Patreon claims this is the way they wanted it, but they're really retarded. So just make sure that you check that, or you won't see it. It's a little weird. Juan, what's the story with Bullfrog coming on the show even though you said he wouldn't come back? No, he was only banned from Monetize This. We never said he couldn't come back. We just banned him from Monetize This. Yeah, just use PayPal. I've never had a problem. Yeah, most people have no problem with PayPal on Patreon. But if you use credit card, yeah, it seems to sometimes, like 40% of the time, it seems like there's some kind of issue. I don't know what the real reason is. But yeah, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys tonight on the Joe Cronin Show channel for the AEW review. Winter is here. And I'm a loser. See you tonight.